going on, guys? We are back with another video, and today I wanted to go over the 5 reasons why I picked the ZR2 over any other mid-size truck on the market right now. Well, if you clicked on this video because of the Colorado and you're new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I recently traded in my 2021 Ford Ranger that has been previously on the channel for this, and going right into reason number 1 of why I got rid of the Ford Ranger and got the ZR2 is the capability of the truck. Out of the box, you get a super capable truck that you really don't need to do any to little modifications to. It comes factory with 33-inch tires. It comes with those amazing Multimatic DSSV shocks that are absolutely fantastic so far. It comes with some great drive modes, and probably the biggest thing is it comes with a front and rear locker, which there's no other mid-size truck on the market other than the Ford Raptor that comes with a front locker. So that was a big thing for us as far as capability, and be able to conquer a lot more obstacles now having that front locker. Now, obviously you're probably wondering, well, why didn't you just get a Ford Ranger? And that comes into my second point, and that is price. For a Ford Ranger Raptor, you're looking at $57,000 starting price, whereas a base ZR2 starting price is $48,000. That is a $9,000 difference. Now, is the Ranger Raptor nice? Absolutely. Is it worth $9,000 more? That's for you to decide. Personally, I didn't think it was worth $9,000. I think I could put $9,000 into this truck. It'd be leagues ahead of the Ranger Raptor. But that's one of the biggest reasons. Starting at $48,000 for what you get from this truck is honestly a really good deal, especially considering how expensive mid-sized trucks have gotten over the last couple of years. Going into reason 3 why I picked the ZR2 over any other mid-sized truck, and that's because of the engine. Now, I know some of you might say, well, it's a 4-cylinder turbo engine. Well, so does about every other mid-sized truck on the market now is coming 4-cylinder turbo. And from my experience, having the Ford Ranger, 2021 Ford Ranger for over 2 years now, 4-cylinder turbos are plenty of power for a mid-sized truck, and this platform is the next level up from that because it comes with 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. Those are kind of diesel number torque specs out of a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder gas engine. It's definitely peppy. It's not the fastest thing on the road, but you know, you don't really buy a truck to go fast. It's to go places. The other thing about these engines that's fantastic is they've been around for almost going on 5 years now. They first made an appearance in the 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500s, and if you read about them online, they have been very, very reliable motors. So I'm not really too concerned about the motor, and also one of the big reasons why I went with this platform. Going into reason number 4 why I picked this truck, and that is the interior. I think Chevrolet did a fantastic job with the interior, and it is a huge step up from the previous generation Colorado. That was one of my biggest gripes with the previous generation. And comfortable wise, the seats are super comfortable. I'm 6'4", and we've already gone on several long road trips and haven't had any issues with them. Overall, the interior laid out super nice. You know, you got tactile buttons here to turn on and off your lockers and a few other things, which is very nice. And, you know, overall the touches, you know, the interior touches is nice. Now, there are obviously some cheap kind of like piano black and some cheap parts here and there, but I mean, for the price point, I'm not going to complain. And you might say, well, why do you care about the interior? And because it's an off-roader, you know? Well, you spend majority of your time inside the truck going to and from the trails or to and from, you know, different trips and adventures. And I like having nice features, and I think Chevrolet did a fantastic job with this truck. Reason number 5 of why I picked this truck, which kind of piggybacks off reason number 4, and that is the technology in this thing. I think this probably has one of the better infotainment systems out there on the market, being the fact that it's Google based. So going into it, I mean, there's tons of features. Since it is Google based, you do have Google Maps, so it's no kind of a wonky navigation system that most infotainments have. It has Google Maps. It also has where you have the Play Store, and you can download, if you don't like Google Maps, you can download Waze right onto your navigation. And this is not Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. It's just trying to sign me in, but it's very cool, cool system that they have with being a Google based. Now, another cool features, if you do get the option, obviously the base ZR2 doesn't have it, but is the 360 cameras. These cameras are fantastic, super high quality, and it also has, which is the only one on the market, it has these underbody cameras, which is another option, but we optioned out. And they're fantastic for off-roading and seeing wheel placement. Another cool feature that this infotainment system has is this air down mode. So this air down mode, you can select the desired PSI you want to air down to before you off-road, hit start, and you essentially go out. All you need is some type of tire deflator, start airing down your tire, and once you hit that desired PSI, the truck will honk at you, letting you know you hit that PSI and you can move on to another tire. Super cool feature for that. Haven't utilized it yet, but definitely it's going to be utilized. And then another really cool feature that it has is these off-road mode. So you got essentially 3 modes. You got your overlanding mode, which shows you your elevation that you're at, coordinates right there, and then a big compass to let you know which way you're going. You have easy access to the cameras right there as well. You also have your terrain mode, which shows you pitch and roll and the tire pressure of the vehicle, and it also shows you kind of what you see in red there is the highest pitch and roll that you've hit. Kind of like a high score, I guess you can see who has a higher score in pitch and roll. And then here, obviously, we have the Baja mode. It shows you the lateral G's and then steering angle, and it tells you kind of what mode you're in as far as right now we're in auto for the 4x4 modes. Speaking of 4x4 modes, this has a few of them, which are pretty nice. So you got your off-road, you got your tow haul, terrain, and Baja, and obviously all these interact with how the traction control kicks in, throttle input, throttle response, and stuff like that. Haven't given them a try yet. I'm excited to once we actually go out and try them. But if they're anything like the Ranger was, I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. Another, probably the last biggest piece of technology here is what's right in front of me, and that is the driving cluster. So you have various modes that you can have here. So right now what I have is the off-road screen. So I don't necessarily have to have the off-road screen here. I can have it right in front of me to let me know all that information. The other screens options, I have a very basic, just with the speed. If you want a very basic driving cluster, you can have that. You also have this one that has the RPM with the miles per hour, and a few, you can change what appears to the left and right of the screen. Here's kind of your typical gauge cluster, what you see normally. And then you could also have where if I have Google Maps running navigation, I could have it in front of me instead of to the right of me, which is super handy because then I can have other things where my music or whatever I can have on that other screen, and I could have the navigation on this screen. So it's definitely pretty cool technology. And this is kind of the last screen that you have, which is kind of like, I guess, your Baja mode. It's like an aggressive kind of sporty RPM style gauge with your G-force meter that you have there. So overall, the technology in this thing is for, essentially a $48,000 truck, I think is pretty fantastic. And like I said, the infotainment, I think, is probably one of the best or the best on the market, being that it's Google based. It's very responsive, haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. And I think Chevy did a fantastic job. All right, throwing in a bonus of why I picked the truck. Well, as you can see, can't control the weather, and it started snowing on us, but I guess that makes it pretty and scenic. But bonus reason why I picked this truck is the looks of it. I think this is personal opinion, one of the best looking midsize trucks you can buy on the market right now. I think Chevy did a fantastic job with the styling of this thing. It looks mean, aggressive, and it's functional. So let me know what you guys think. What's kind of, if you agree with all the reasons why I picked the truck, and let me know in the comments down below, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys aren't, so I can see you guys in the next video.